this whole time. Everything we have ever assumed about the Upside Down has been dead wrong.
In Stranger Things 5, Episode 6, the show finally tells you the truth about the Upside Down. For 5 seasons, we've been calling it an alternate dimension, like it's just another place, another world. But Episode 6 says we've been dead wrong. The Upside Down isn't a dimension at all. It's a wormhole, a bridge, a gate. And the scariest part? They already shot the thing that holds it together. So if Episode 6 suddenly felt like Stranger Things became a different show, you're not crazy. It did. Because the rules changed. And once you see the rules, you realize what the final fight actually is. It's not kill Vecna. It's close the gate before it collapses with you inside. Let's keep this simple. Imagine your world as a house. The Upside Down is not a second house next door. It's the hallway connecting your house to something else. And Episode 6 confirms that hallway is being held open by one thing. A single stabilizer, a keystone, a power source. Brenner's journal calls it exotic matter. Dustin explains it in the simplest way possible. It isn't dark magic. Vecna didn't make it. Science did. Theoretical physicists call it exotic matter. A single source of energy holding that giant wall together. That's the first massive reveal. The barrier inside the lab isn't Vecna's spell. It's a human-made stabilizer keeping the bridge intact.
I was wrong. I was terribly, catastrophically wrong. It isn't dark magic. Vecna didn't make it.
I'm listening to you.
Vecna didn't make the wall!
Science did.
In there about how long it takes a wormhole to collapse? 10 minutes, maybe 20?
I thought it'd be instantaneous.
Which means Brenner didn't just study the Upside Down. He was building the doorway. And now the worst possible thing happens. Dustin says it, and nobody wants to hear it. I think Nancy just shot it. Nancy didn't shoot a monster. She shot the lock on a vault door. And even if it didn't break, it woke it up. Because later, Nancy admits the exotic matter wasn't destroyed. It was disturbed. And when you disturb something that holds reality together, you don't get a normal consequence. You get physics breaking. Nancy literally warns them. We have no idea what effect this will have on matter, space-time, gravity. This whole building could be a highly unstable, physics-defying death trap. That's not flavor dialogue. That's the show telling you the dungeon room is collapsing. And if you've ever played a fantasy game, you know exactly what this is. This is the moment where the party touches the glowing orb, and the dungeon master says, "Are you sure?" Because the orb wasn't treasure. It was the thing holding the dungeon together. The show even calls this out with a meta line. This isn't like one of your campaigns. You don't get to write the ending. And Mike fires back. Maybe I don't, but we do, because this is our story. Episode 6 is winking at you. It's admitting the structure is a campaign now. And we've entered the end game part of the module, where the win condition isn't beat the boss. It's stop the ritual, close the gate, survive the collapse. Now here's the second massive reveal, and it hits like a truck. Dustin realizes something that changes everything about where Holly is, where Max is, where any of the missing kids are. The wall wasn't made by Vecna, so he isn't on the other side, which means Holly and the missing kids aren't either. Nobody is. That means the other side of that wall isn't a place where people are being held. It's not a prison. It's not a room. It's the void, the raw space that the bridge is connected to. And when they ask the simplest question, Dustin answers with one word: death.
What the hell? Oh, God.
Steve, you guys coffee? Just listen to me, okay? Don't do anything! Don't touch it! Jonathan, it's just... You will die! We will die! Holly will die! Everyone will die! Do you copy?
So now the show forces you to see it. This isn't a portal to another world. It's a portal to something that destroys you just by touching it. And that's when Dustin drops the line that should be in every thumbnail and title. This whole time, everything we assumed about the Upside Down has been dead wrong. And then he finally names it. It isn't another dimension. It's not another world. It's a wormhole, a bridge. between our world and another. That right there is the Season 5 cosmology. If you're a D&D person, your brain snaps into a different mode. Because wormhole bridge between worlds is not sci-fi language. That is fantasy planar travel language. That's a gate spell. That's plane shift logic. That's two realms connected by a passage, held open by a focus. And in episode 6, they literally identify the focus. Exotic matter. One single energy source holding the bridge together. So here's the scary implication. If exotic matter is the keystone, then the Upside Down isn't a place you can explore. It's a mechanism, a structure, a spell you can break. And when you break it, it doesn't just close nicely, it collapses. Dustin warns them straight up. If the bridge collapses, it will take us with it. That's your endgame timer. Because now the heroes can't just go in. Every second they spend near it is playing chicken with reality. And episode 6 shows you that immediately. The building stops behaving like a building. They fall. They lose their path. Gravity and structure stop making sense. The place becomes a trap. Exactly like a final dungeon where the floor is falling out as you run. Episode 6 makes the environment the monster, because the environment is the gate. Now here's another clue episode 6 drops that most people will ignore. Someone says killing Henry won't end this. That's a huge D&D concept. Because in a lot of campaigns, the final twist is the villain isn't the problem. The gate is the problem. Kill the boss, the portal still bleeds. Episode 6 is quietly telling you the same thing. Vecna might be the general, but the true threat is the cosmic mechanics underneath him. And then episode 6 starts planting the next quest item, the cave. They notice a shape of light that matches the cave entrance. They talk about lining up shapes like a map, and they say it might lead to a secret location. That is classic dungeon design. When a story introduces a map to a secret place in the middle of the apocalypse, it's because that place holds the weakness, the layer anchor, the hinge, the one point where the bridge can be severed. So here's the simplest way to explain episode 6. For years, we thought the Upside Down was a world. Episode 6 says it's a doorway. And that doorway is being held open by exotic matter. One keystone, one component. And now it's disturbed. So the show isn't building to a final fight. It's building to a final shutdown. A race to close the gate before the bridge collapses and takes Hawkins with it. And that's why death is on the other side. Because what's on the other side isn't a prison. It's the raw void the bridge is connected to.